Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Electric Bunny, or Bunny for short. I'm a doll artist here on YouTube and a variety game streamer on Twitch. For today, this is a collaboration video with another doll artist, Daliana. Her video will be up sometime this week. We are doing a collaboration because she saw that I posted a picture of what was coming soon for this doll that I was working on. And because I am a kid of the 90s / early 2000s, I was really in love with the iMac G3 computers, and I've always wanted one but never got one. So I talked to my partner and I was like, this would be a really cool doll concept because, there's the TV head dolls. Why not an iMac 3 doll? So Daliana saw my post that I was making one, and she was also making one, so we decided to collaborate together and bring you some really cool inspired dolls by the iMac G3s from the late 90s. So I was really excited to start working. Also, this is a review video of the Dollmaker Resin by Yes Resin and the doll artist Elena. Yes Resin contacted me asking if I would like to try out the resin and see what I thought about it, because they watched one of my videos with the spider video of how my doll legs were like breaking and they're very brittle because of a lot of problems I had. So they asked if I wanted to try out their resin and give an honest review, because their resin is supposed to be durable and resistant to discoloration. And mostly the durable part is what was more important, because I was having issues with the spider doll. So without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about the doll and how I feel about the resin. Now that our pieces are done printing, let's go ahead and start the processing. So for peeling off the supports for my pieces, I like to put them in a bucket of warm water, and that helps the supports peel off so easily, which I absolutely love. It's really satisfying. And so for the computer pieces, I use regular Elegoo resin. The blue part is in the transparent blue, and the white part is a mixture of clear and white to give it a slightly transparent look. And the supports for the Yes Resin pieces, which are in the skin tone color, they peeled off really nicely. It also printed very nicely. I didn't have any issues with the prints. I followed the instructions on the back of the bottle, which my partner put in the settings for the printer to print out the settings they wanted, and I had no issues with that. And once we were done with peeling all the supports off the pieces, I usually put them in some alcohol, swish them around, and let them dry for a little bit, and then put them into the curer, and then they should be ready to go. Also, because since she doesn't have a face, I did print a face in the resin for later on to test on how it works with like the MSC and with pastels and paint and pencils. I just won't be for this doll, so eventually she will be up sometime this year, hopefully. Once our pieces are done and cured, let's go ahead and put the computer together. I'm using a little bit of super glue and adding the white and the clear part together and letting that dry. And for the top of the computer, my partner put my logo on the top where like the iMac logo would be, so now it's the bunny logo. And I just filled that in with some acrylic paint. And the front part of the computer has little speaker pieces that go into it, so we're just going to pop those in place and use some UV gel to cure those inside, so they'll stay inside the plate of the computer face. And after I added some clear gel to the speakers, they were really transparent to the point where they didn't really look blue anymore because they're so thin. So I have this UV gel nail polish that's transparent blue. I just add a little bit of that to the back of the speakers just to give the speakers a little more of a color to them so they're not so clear. And I use some of that gel for the front to add the CD slot on the front face of the computer. And just kind of wipe up the excess from the gel because I'm a little messy. But yeah, we're just going to add a little bit of that gel to the front of where the CD player is. We did print a piece to go there, but I could not get to fit in, and it was really frustrating. So I was like, well, gel would probably work, or resin, so that's what we did. I added magnets to the computer and clear coated the computer with a gloss sealant. And now let's add in the screen. So for the screen and stuff, I'll add a description I'll put that in the description where I got it and everything. To make the face work, I did not do that, my partner did. So they do all the coding and stuff like that because they're a computer genius and I am not. So I'll put whatever they use down in the description down below for you guys. So we're just gonna screw the screen in place, and then we could pop on the screen and she will be ready to go. And so let's go ahead and talk about the body. It's supposed to have scratch resistance, so as far as I can tell, there's no scratches or anything on the body pieces, and it's sanded really nicely and it's very smooth to the touch, and also very durable because I do drop pieces while I'm sanding and they do go flying sometimes and hit the back of the sanding box, and I didn't have anything break, so that's a good sign. So, and this is another doll I've printed forever ago. She does get a little weird because I do use her a lot for making clothes and stuff like that. So you can see she does have a little bit of scratches on her. Also, it's easier to tell on her because she has a darker skin tone. So I would like to maybe try this again with the resin and a darker color. And also, I noticed the joints don't slide as easily and they stay a little more in place with the Yes resin versus this one, which was like Elegoo. And so here's how the whole doll looks together. So for her outfit, I wanted to give her like the futuristic Y2k cyber aesthetic. So let's go ahead and get started. So for the top part of her dress, I'm doing color blocking with white and this really bright blue, and that's going to be on the sides of the top of the dress. And then we're going to sew the backing right sides together to the dress on the front parts of the dress, and then add some darts to the back pieces. And for the top part of the dress, I didn't want to hem stitch it myself, so I'm using this hem tape to kind of give it a cleaner look. I found this really thin hem tape on Amazon, which works really well. So we're just going to carefully line that up on the top part of the dress, going around into the arms and where the chest is. And then carefully peeling all this off, and which I feel like I should have done this one at a time. I learned that with the other side. I did the other side in smaller sections, which I should have done the first time, but that's okay. Just fold over the fabric on top of the hem, and that will stick in place, and we'll have a clean hemline on the top part of the dress. Also kept sticking to the hem tape. This is why I learned my lesson, and the other side I did it in smaller sections instead of one big section like I did on this one side. And now that it's on, this is how it looks. It looks something like this. And we'll do that to the other side. And once we're done with that, we're going to put the arm pieces to, or the one side of the arm piece to the neck and stitch that in place. And then we're going to add the collar to the top. I'm going to stitch it right sides together and fold it over and then stitch it on the back side. And for the bottom part of the dress, I am going to hem out the bottom of the skirt, gather it on the top, and then right sides together, sew it to the top part of the dress. And then we'll add a zipper for closure. And then voila, the dress is done. And for her shoes, I'm going to make her like these boot looking shoes that look like socks but boots. So I sewed up some white stockings, and these are the shoe bases that my partner modeled for me that kind of look cybery. We're going to paint the top part of the shoe bases white. And after painting the shoe bases white, I'm adding some silver gel nail polish to the circle part of the shoe bases, and just to give it a little more detail. And once we finish painting the silver gel nail polish on the circle, I'm just going to cure it with a UV light. And after the base is cured and the sealant is dry on the clear part, we're going to add the shoe base to the stocking. So because it is cold, I've been struggling a lot with anything glue related to get to stick. I'm using some E6000 on the base of the shoe, and we're going to place the shoe on the bottom of the stocking, and so the stocking stays in place on the base. I am using these tiny rubber bands to hold the shoe base onto the foot, and then I'm going to stick the doll on a doll stand and put her in front of a mini heater so the glue will set. Once the glue is set, this is how the shoes look. For the jacket, we're going to start with the upper part of the arm, right sides together, and sew down the middle. And before we continue with the arm, we're going to add a stripe on top of the arm part of the jacket with a silver fabric. And to have a cleaner hem, I'm using the hem tape to hem up the stripe piece. Since it is a really small piece, I didn't really feel like sewing it. I felt like the hem tape would be a good idea to do. and also has a clean edge to it. And we're just going to fold the fabric over onto the hem tape on both sides of the stripe. And once we have the two pieces ready to go, we're going to add some hem tape to the back of the stripes again. And we're going to use that to stick onto the upper arm part of the jacket. And we're going to stick them right here in the middle on the seam of the upper arm. And that's how it looks. And the bottom part, or the lower arm of the jacket, we're going to sew right sides together to the upper arm. Use some more of that silver fabric as arm cuffs, or handcuffs I mean. So right sides together, fold over and stitch again. And then we're going to right sides together, sew the arm pieces to the back. And right sides together, sew the front pieces to the arm pieces. And right sides together, folding the jacket, stitching from the arm to the side. Right sides together, and then for the waistband, right sides together on the jacket, fold over and stitch. And also the same for the neckline as well. And after we finish the jacket, now we just need a closure, and we're going to add this chunky white zipper. And here's how the jacket looks. And now let's go ahead and work on her backpack. So her backpack is inspired by the mouse that the iMac 3s had, which are really little odd shape, or they were odd because they were round, unlike a normal computer mouse. So my partner modeled the mouse for me and put some slits in the back so we could add the straps. So I'm going to glue the straps in using some super glue, and for the straps I'm using a clear jelly vinyl. And after the straps are in and glued, we're going to add the front piece of the mouse. So using some UV gel, I'm going to put some of that around the mouse on the blue part. And then we're going to stick the white part onto the front of the backpack and cure it with a UV light. And like the computer head, there's also a bunny logo on the front of the bag, so off camera I did fill that in with paint. And this is how it looks. I put a pin inside of the backpack so the flap goes up and down. And for her little keychains, I printed these adorable keychains from Sugar Pineapple on Cult 3D, an IDog, and a Poo-Chi, and because those are like very Y2k, so I made them little keychains for the bag. Make sure you go check her out, and I'll leave her link in the description down below. Thank you everybody for coming to the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about my iMac girly. Also, for the resin, I definitely do like it, and it is good for what its price is, but also the price is kind of pricey, especially I would say for me, because I do have to use at least 2 bottles of resin to make a doll, because my dolls are 18 inches tall, so it takes roughly almost 2 bottles. That leaves me some extra just in case if there happened to be a failure with a piece, because it does happen sometimes because resin printing is finicky. But yeah, for the price, I mean, it is good. It's also made to be for professional artists and making ball joint dolls. And I would say it's very good quality, especially if you want to spend that much money for it. I would definitely like to try it again to maybe add dyes to it and see how that works out. Especially since they do only have one color, which is the beige. I would definitely like to see more colors. I don't know if that's in the plans for the future, but dyeing is an option. But I've always had issues sometimes with dyeing. I feel like I've gotten a little better with it, but still things happen. Also, what else do I want to say? Oh, but they also do have the resin on sale. At least currently I see it's on sale on the website. Usually it's $60 a bottle, so that's $120 for me. Or currently, because it's on sale, so it's like $30, which isn't horrible. That's actually not that bad, considering that usually when I buy bottles of resin, they are like Cubic, Elegoo, Sunlu. They're usually roughly at cheapest I have gotten them at $10. I think the most is probably almost $30, depending. I do generally try to buy my resins on sale. That's my goal, since I do have to have 2 bottles. But yeah, $30 is not horrible, I would say, especially when it's on sale, but it is $60 originally. If you guys tried out this resin, let me know what you guys think. And I will also put their store description in the description down below. Make sure you like this video, hit the notification bell if you are new, and I appreciate everybody's love and support for my videos and my channel. Also, if you like to come hang out with me Monday through Saturday, I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I might start picking back up doing the dual streaming with adding YouTube in, so I'll be maybe streaming on both platforms. I haven't decided yet. I'm trying to figure out what would be the best way to do that with like handling both chats and stuff, because that could be a bit much. Especially when I think last time I did YouTube, chat was really slow on showing messages, and then my Twitch chat is like going, so I think there is a better way to do it now, so hopefully I would like to do on both platforms. So if someone doesn't want to go to Twitch, if you want to come to YouTube, I'll be there. So, but I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. Stay safe. Have a wonderful week. I love you guys very much, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye everybody!